It's Salcedo. And this is a representative. I forget what his name is. A congressman who wants you to know the Biden administration is compromised by China. That's why Chris Wray, appointed by Donald Trump, waited until Joe Biden was president to do a comprehensive review of the Wu flu of COVID-19, and came out with his findings and was allowed to speak freely about it once he had. Hey, remember that story a couple weeks ago where Christopher Wray was going to have an interview with Fox News where he talks openly about their belief about COVID? Remember that? Me neither, because it didn't happen. All right, hold on. Now I'm going to get mad. Hold on. Boink. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Wray.
The Mentos gum bottle is...
Oh, God, I thought that was Mentos soda for a fucking second. What a horrifying notion. Oh, by the way, the gum I tried for singing, it worked like a charm. Although at one point I was hitting a high note and almost spit it out. Hilarious.
Here in the Strategic Information Operations Center at the Fed.
Also, by the way, there's a reason why Bret Baier is interviewing him and not anybody else, because Bret Baier is the current no bullshit guy at Fox. He's the one who called bullshit on the Dominion stuff early, and so he's going to get the actual interviews now because of all the texts that came out about the Dominion suit. Yeah, he's the only one that doesn't look like a sponge-headed fuck.
FBI headquarters. We appreciate you talking to us.
Absolutely. Happy to talk with you, Brett.
You know, polls show that the FBI's reputation is at a real record low. What do you make of that?
Well, look, there are also...
Well, Brett, I'm going to go with your fucking network to start.
Sorts of opinions out there about the FBI, just like there are about every major institution these days. I can tell you that we're focused on the opinions of the people we actually do the work for and the people we do the work with. And I look at things like, for example, our recruiting. The thousands and thousands of Americans all across this country who are signing up in droves to come work for the FBI. And I should tell you, Brett, on that front, a lot of people don't know this, that number has gone up dramatically over the last few years since I've been in this seat.
That's really interesting.
And that's...
Yeah, gee, it's almost as if people didn't trust it under Donald Trump and were waiting so that they wouldn't be sent on some sort of weird mission by him.
At a time when recruiting for law enforcement, as you may know, in general, in law enforcement has struggled quite a bit. So you're talking...
Especially because of your network, Brett. That's interesting.
About young men and women in their late 20s, early 30s, a lot of them with military and law.
We're doing a lot better than the Capitol Police recruitment. Let me tell you, those, yeah, they're having a hard time. Brett, filling their vacancies. Why would that be? Brett,
do you
hold on. Why the fuck did it jump over there? Why is leaping about? Sorry, you know what? I'm gonna have to grab this off of YouTube because it's on their network. It's just gonna be terrible. It might take me a day. Hold on. I know it. Oh, I got a good idea. I hang out. So, nope, I don't want that. I want this. Because we can look at since we're not talking about a specific, whoops, Ray. There you go. Here you go. Because some of these have already been pulled. It pulled it in pieces, so I can at least grab it off there, and the audio might be a little bit louder on this part of it. So let's go back to here. Yeah, here you go. This is the part about the Wuhan lab leak theory.
What is the determination by the FBI?
So, as you note, Brett, the FBI has for quite some time now assessed that the origins of the pandemic are most likely a potential lab incident in Wuhan. Let me step back for a second. You know, the FBI has folks, agents, professionals, analysts, virologists, microbiologists, et cetera, who focus specifically on the dangers of biological threats, which include things like novel viruses like COVID, and the concerns that in the wrong hands, some bad guys, a hostile nation state, a terrorist, a criminal, the threats that those could pose. So here you're talking about a potential leak from a Chinese government-controlled lab that killed millions of Americans, and that's precisely what that capability was designed for. I should add that our work related to this continues, and there are not a whole lot of details I can share that aren't classified. I will just make the observation that the Chinese government, seems to me, has been doing its best to try to thwart and obfuscate the work here, the work that we're doing, the work that our U.S. government and close foreign partners are doing, and that's unfortunate for everybody.
There you go. So in this one, he goes one step further in this conversation in the line where he says it killed millions of Americans, and that's precisely that capability was designed for. That in and of itself is telling. Now, it could be that that's just, he's still in his hypothetical with bad actors discovering a biological entity that they could release and blah, blah, blah. He could still be speaking off the cuff. But since he's the head of the FBI, I'm guessing no. And the fact that, insofar as I know, there has not been a stomp from the Biden administration about this. Agreed? Has anybody seen the Biden administration going, we find the words of the FBI director to be completely unreasonable and he should watch himself before he talks about this kind of thing? Yeah, that's the only, that's the main
determination.
Yeah, hold on. This is the likely came from a lab leak. There you go. This is making it across the entire yeah, there you go. Cole also Chris Wray's interview, even as notorious Fox hosts are pushing the idea that two standards on classified docs. Well, that's reasonable too. What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck is Chris Wray doing on TV? Much less Fox. Dr. Ellen Ripley. Okay, again, can I just say that? What does it say? Trump is the enemy of the people, or is well regulated. The GOP is a political party. Blah, blah, blah. 1,800 followers, whatever. I don't know if this is a real account, but if I was going to stay away from an account that's supposed to look like they're on my side but actually isn't, I would stay away from that one. Remove Ray, says Patty. Somebody. Oh, fucking trash straight to the fucking garbage. Classified. Oh, because they're going on the classified document stuff from before about the double standard there. Okay. It says that's the clip that's floating. Because no, and the funny thing is like you would think that the right was waiting with bated breath for the stuff about Biden's classified documents versus Trump's classified documents, and that was part of the conversation in there where he's kind of like half-assing both. And it's not up to him either. Like he's investigatory. The DOJ will make their decision on the seriousness of them, and quite frankly, the level of classification that they're allowed to see in in compartmentalized stuff, because even the FBI people, unless they get specific clearance, can't just get an FBI agent can't walk into a SCIF and just crack open any file they want. They have to get clearance up the chain. Not everybody. You don't take your oath as an FBI agent and suddenly get top secret clearance. So that's another conversation for another time. And again, he's just pushing that up. But the funny thing is that clip, that piece, should be the thing that right wingers are most excited about, is him talking about him half-assing this shit. But what are they sticking on? They're talking about the FBI's assessment as an entity, not Chris Wray's personal assessment. The FBI is an entity that more than likely the disease came from a lab in China.